Hey guys, Omar here from my point of view, and today I have this 2020 Cadillac XT6. Now yes, this vehicle was actually featured on my channel not too long ago when I reviewed the 2019 GMC Acadia. Now that Acadia had a 4-cylinder 6-speed automatic gearbox, and that was the previous generation Acadia. Now this is on the same platform as the Acadia as well, like I showed you in that video. But also in this video, I'm gonna compare this to hopefully the Buick Enclave, the Chevrolet Traverse, and various other SUVs in this class. So that's the plan for today. Now I actually have my hands on this Cadillac, which I've always wanted to review. So here it is. I do like its black interior, and now that I spent more time with this Cadillac, the styling has grown on me some more as well. But ideally, the main reason for me to have this car for just one day, because I only have this car for one day, is to see if it's actually really worth the price. Is it really a Cadillac, or is it just like a rebadged GMC Acadia, which ultimately it is. But hopefully I also have the chance to compare this XT6 to the Lincolns as well. So hopping inside, pretty much the same as the one I previously showed you. Got the Bose stereo and all that stuff. I'm gonna go over small details like the window switches, the door handles, the gear lever, the steering wheel, the interior, how it feels inside as well, which there are many differences. It's more than just rebadge engineering, but we're gonna still see, like I said, if it's worth it. Now I beeped because I had the keys in my pocket and I just turned off the vehicle. Got my mask here because the whole COVID-19 stuff, and my water bottle. Let's go ahead and just review it just for the key points of the other vehicles as well. Got your parker brake on the left side. Instrument cluster is actually different from the Buick, the Chevrolet, and the GMC. And so is your start button as well. This is more ideally shared with Cadillacs, but I believe this is also on the C8 Corvette as well. We do have nice little paddle shifters on the back. The Buick Enclave and this are the only two with paddle shifters. On the Chevrolet Traverse, you can change the gears on the gear lever, like normal Chevy cars. And the GMC Acadia, the gear lever is over here, which I'll show you as well. So each brand has its own little unique design. Sitting in here is actually pretty comfortable. It does kind of remind me of the Acadia, just a tad bit. But you cannot get these seats in the Acadia. But oddly, there's no button here to press for the glove compartment. You still have to pull this lever. I'm not complaining about pulling the lever just up at the glove compartment, but most Cadillacs have the little button right here, so that's kind of weird that that's been excluded out. But you do have a nice panoramic sunroof, which sadly you have to hold just to put the shade down the whole way. Through the video, I'm gonna keep it open. Let's get to the second row. I am kind of steaming through this just a little bit because I've already reviewed the other cars. But this is a 6-row option. I'm not for sure if you guys should get the 7-seat. So this is the captain chairs right here. I'm not sure you guys should get the bench seat in the Cadillac. But you do have a USB Type-C in the back. Actually 2, and 2 little cup holders as well. Nice speakers in the back as well. 12-volt outlet back there. Air vents at the top. You can control the 3rd row right here as well by using these buttons to put down the seats, and it will rise back up itself. Nonetheless, you can control the 3rd row via the 2nd row. You do have your own little climate control back here as well for the 2nd row. 2 cup holders if you pull this all the way out. USB Type-C, and then the USB charger output right there. I have cover space in the door as well. Automatic window down. But for some reason, for a high expensive luxury car, they're all not automatic up for some reason. The first two, the front two, automatic down and up, and the second one is just automatic down, which I find very poor in a luxury car. If you can get that in a Corolla, then come on, you can get this in a high luxury car as well. Now open up the trunk. If you remember in the video, in the Acadia, in that previous generation, and the current generation as well, the trunk release is right here, but in the Cadillac, it's up here at the top, so that sets the two apart. Get a little storage space here in the back as well. Put down the 2nd row or 3rd row. I just put it up. There we go. And then you go under the Second row, you can lay that down. But you just can't lay it back up. The third row you can. So that's pretty much the interior. Go ahead, shut this door. The exterior, nice big beautiful wheels, Michelin tires. Now the 400, that's just the Newton meters of, I believe the torque, that is not the horsepower, just FYI. It has the same 3.6 throughout the Chevrolet Traverse, the Buick Enclave, GMC Acadia, and this as well. Paired with the same 9-speed automatic gearbox. Nice little dual exhaust tips, which the exhaust does come all the way out here. That was hot on my hand. XT6 with the all-wheel drive package. Don't need all-wheel drive right now. Nice little roof rack here at the top. Go ahead, pop the hood. I mentioned the engine. And this is where the slight disappointment is. This is a nice engine, but so it's the same 3.6 that you see in the Acadia, the Traverse, and the Enclave as well. Same 9-speed automatic gearbox as well. And this is actually a good engine. I'm not down on this engine. It's nice and punchy. Got 300 plus brake horsepower, so it pulls its own weight. But for something like the Lincoln Aviator, which hopefully I get to review and compare against, I mean, this is the only engine option. You don't even get a 2-liter turbo, which I'm not saying this car needs, but this is the only engine option. So that's kind of a disappointment. And I'm not a hybrid type of guy, but I would assume that GM will at least throw a hybrid system in there. But nevertheless, it gets the job done, but it's just one engine option. So that's that. But the front end, I do like and love, I love the signature styling of the new Cadillacs. I just do. I think it's best suited on this SUV of all the Cadillac lineups as well. Like the LED little bars up here. So to the eye, to the average person, you may not be able to tell this is pretty much just an Acadia. It's just a nice little Cadillac SUV. So I don't want to go too much in depth in it again, because I do want to feature other SUVs today in this review. I want to see if it's actually worth it. So hopefully we want to start off at the GMCs and the Chevrolets, but we'll see. So I'm actually here in Sarah Chevrolet, Buick and GMC Business Elite. They've actually agreed to let me go ahead and just review both the Traverse, the Buick Enclaves, and the GMC Acadias in this one video. So I really do appreciate them so much for this. Now obviously the doors are pretty much locked right now. I may ask a key later for more assistance. Until I get to that point, I'm gonna go ahead and just review the exterior of the cars as well. And the Traverse is more of the same body style as the Buick Enclave. And if you can barely hear me, I have my mask on. During the review by myself, I'll take the mask off, but for common courtesy is for others as well, I keep my mask on. And it's kind of sprinkling a little bit, and also the music is playing in the background. So I'm hoping that this video does not get copyrighted. But anyways, back to it real quick. The Chevrolet Traverse and the Buick Enclave pretty much shares the same body style. It's not the same as the Acadia or the XT6 body style as well. You have different exhaust pipes in the back. It's actually the tips. Now, like the Acadia, the trunk releases all the way down over here. Some on my height, you have to bend out of the way. Should be up here just like it is in the Cadillac, but nevertheless, it's down over there. It does have a roof rack as well, but it's actually like a cladding or different type of material. It's not chrome like it is on the Cadillac. And this is actually the RS trim level. The LT trim level right here, which is lower, you have the similar exhaust tips as well. Different colored wheels, but the same size wheels and tires. Also bigger than the Cadillac and GMC. Total vehicle price for this one is $45,000. This RS does not have a sunroof option, but this Traverse does. This is actually LT. It's not a panoramic roof. This roof is kind of like a panoramic roof, but it's not as like connected together. Obviously this first part right here opens up all the way up. You can tilt it, whatever, whatnot. And this one's actually fixed glass itself, just like a normal panoramic roof. So right now, I'm back at this department, the Buick and GMC division over here. And they've also agreed to let me go ahead and look at the Acadia. I just pretty much told them any Acadia would do, and that's what I'm gonna stick to. This is not the top of the line, but this is actually the cloth seats. The same cloth seats in the Acadia that I reviewed with the one with the actual gear lever over here. But I'm actually gonna go to the driver's side real quick. This is the SLE package, but this is actually equipped with the 3.6 V6 9-speed automatic gearbox. This actually has the same window switches as the Cadillac, same body style as well. Got your parking brake here on the left side as well. Mud floor mats. These cloth seats are actually pretty comfortable as well. They're only available on the Acadia. You cannot get them in the Cadillac. Interior, you can see that the gauge cluster is different via the Cadillac, but this is actually pretty similar with the Chevrolet. Engine start button is different. Different vents, different screen, infotainment center, different climate control. Pretty much similar to the GMC Acadia that I reviewed in the last video. But what's also different is the gear lever, or say the lack of. So you got your heated seats down over here. No gear lever like last time. We have cup holders. And this actually was featured in the Terrain first. But this does work well. It is sprinkling a little bit, so I'll make this kind of rush through. I'm not gonna pop the hood. This is the same 3.6. And this actually has the bench seat like I was talking about. But my tester, the 2019 Acadia, did not, but this is how it looks. So this is actually a 7-seater. Climate control here in the middle. You only have one USB over here, but you still have 2 cup holders. And like the Traverse, the trunk releases down over here and not up here like it is in the Cadillac. But I'm not going to open up the trunk right now. I'm done with the Acadia. Been out to the Buick. (2020) front wheel drive 1SP with the 3.6. Let's go and hop into it real quick. So this is the Avenir. So this is actually pretty much one of the top of the lines. So yeah, as you can see, the window switch is actually tilted up, just like the Traverse. The same body style as the Traverse. The vehicle is actually wider than the XT6 and the Acadia as well. Parker brakes on the left side. The gear lever is actually different. This is actually from the Buick division. So you actually, the GMC has its own gear lever, the Buick has its own gear lever, and the Cadillac has its own gear lever as well. Different gauge cluster, but this gauge cluster right here is actually shared with the Buicks and Chevrolets. Like the Chevrolet Premier, you get this gauge cluster. So that's shared with the Chevrolet and the Buicks. Different steering wheel, has a little wood little insert here at the top. Different infotainment center, different climate control, heated, cooled seats, different cup holder opening as well. Different position for the wireless charging. So this is me sitting in the vehicle. I have the door open. If I stretch my arm out like this, you can tell the width is different in the Enclave. You have captain's chairs, different climate control in the middle, huge amount of space between the two. USB charging port in the back for both sides, and 2 cup holders as well. And this is what I'll talk about, like the same as the Traverse. You just push this up and it opens up, but this is a fixed glass, so it's not really like a full panoramic type of roof. And as you can see, the trunk release is not down here, it's actually up here like it is in the Cadillac. And a huge amount of space as well. Good little opening storage down here underneath the mud flap. Deeper than the Cadillac and the Acadia. And that's pretty much it. Nice dual exhaust tips down here as well. I think out of the 3, I think I prefer the Buick slightly more. But that's just the review of the Buick, the GMC, the Chevrolet, and the Cadillac. So that's 4 vehicles in one little video. So once again, thank you, Sarah, GMC, Buick, and Chevrolet, for this quick little review. On to the next. So I made it to the closest and pretty much the only Lincoln dealership I could find. I'm back here at Franklin, Tennessee. Franklin Ford in Lincoln. Thank you guys so much. He's going to give me the keys to this Lincoln Aviator, and to be honest with you, up front, I know absolutely nothing about the trim levels of Lincoln. Yes, I'm gonna go ahead and compare the Cadillac XT6 against the Aviator and see if it really stacks up to the Lincoln brand, because I am actually blown away by Lincoln themselves. My favorite is the Corsair, which I saw in the auto show, and the Aviator. They both look good. The Lincoln Navigator, I mean, it's kind of big and broad for my taste. It is raining just a little bit. I may let the rain play out, but this is the one I'll be looking at right now. And once again, I have my face mask on, so if you guys can barely hear me, this is it. So this is actually based on the Ford Explorer, the same way the Cadillac is based on the GMC Acadia. But the Ford Explorer for this generation has went back to the rear-wheel drive platform. This is actually lower than the Explorer just a little bit. That's all I know about the Aviator. Still, but doors are unlocked. Okay. So actually the door handle doesn't move. There's actually a slight little button right here. Press that and it opens up. I don't have the keys, but you can tell right off the back which one is more premium. I like the design of speaker grills right here. And you can adjust the seats on the door like a nice luxury car as well. You can try your dial support down over here as well. I'm gonna put them down one side and the other side as well. Let's go ahead and just get a little brief view of the Aviator. Nice panoramic roof right here. Yeah, so I should have actually reviewed the Enclave against this, but you already saw the Enclave in the video. Go ahead, adjust the seats. Let me go ahead and hop in. And boy, out of here. I'm gonna keep my mask on, even though I'm by myself. I want to spit anything over here. But I have a nice touch feeling right here, nice little gloss feeling. Not sure the actual term for it. Trunk operation, your headlights display over here. Nice little vent. Steering wheel feels very nice. Doesn't feel too big. Put your foot on the brake. And the engine start button eliminates. Full digital display. No analog gauges. Nice tablet. I like the size tablet. I wish it was a little curved, but just up there in your face. Nice little vents as well. And this is Lincoln's signature right here, which is pretty much on par on the GMC Terrains or the GMC lineup. Nice little storage space right here where you can plug up your phone and put it down here as well. Cup holders. Parker brakes down over here. You got your drive modes over here. Nice size storage space versus the Cadillac. And as well as the Buick Enclave. I didn't get too much into that. Okay, stop raining. So the door handle is actually right here. How to open it, you press the button right here. I believe there's a lever somewhere around here. There you go. That's your emergency lever just in case the power goes out. So the MSRP price of this one is $75,000. That's the reason why I don't want the keys. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to lose the keys or anything like that. Me being 6'9", sitting in the second row. First of all, it's very comfortable. And just like the Cadillac, you get a little display right here. It's actually bigger. It seems bigger than the Enclave as well and the Traverse. Cup holders right here. I'm not a fan of the cup holders being over here. I wish there was a way they could put it over here, but nevertheless, very nice panoramic sunroof as well. It's not really, if I sit up straight, I can recline just a little bit, but my head's touching it, but it's not bothering me whatsoever. You can raise this up. Sun deflector. You have your button down here just to open up the door. You have your unlock and lock. I've never seen that in the rear seat before. But yet again, this is a Lincoln. This is an SUV I really like. And just looking at the front interior as well, from the second row, is actually gorgeous. Sure. Let's see how you open up the trunk. There's actually a button right here. You press it. Obviously, it's going to be automatic. The third row is folded down. See at the 3R, you press it, hold it, goes up. But sadly, in the third row, you do have air vents. I do not see any USB for the third row. Correct me if I'm wrong. You do have a nice little storage space over here, but no USB back here. Open up, nice storage space down here as well. You do have a 12-volt outlet back here and some tie-down points. Is this a socket? Yeah, this is actually a socket, so you can plug something up back here. And I guess they'll accommodate for the USBs on the third row, but I mean, hey. Since it decided to pour down rain on this side of town, he's actually gonna bring in one, so finish up the review. Now this is what I call service as well. This is fantastic. He's going out his way in the rain to bring a car in for me just to hurry up and finish my review. Thank you guys so much for Lincoln of Franklin, Tennessee. I really do appreciate this. That'd be great. This is what you call service right here. Thank you so much. This key fob, it looks too much like a Ford, but it is what it is. So everything's up and running right now. No need to go over everything again. I'm gonna leave the key right here. Everything lights up beautifully. We'll pop open the hood. You do only have the 3-liter V6, but you also can get it paired with a hybrid system. I do not see any orange wires. So this is actually just a 3-liter V. Take my mask off for a quick second. This is actually only just a 3-liter V6. Nice and hidden away. Twin turbo, longitudinal, because this is rear wheel drive paired to a 9-speed automatic gearbox. So it's also 9-speed just like the Cadillac and the other GM products. But again, this is going to rear wheels just like the Ford Explorer. But unlike the GM products, it's actually paired with a hybrid system as well. Nearly 500 brake horsepower and about 630 foot-pounds of torque. This thing is beautiful, kind of loud, but this is what you call service again. You actually have quad exhaust pipes, which doesn't come out. As you can see, it's actually pointing down, not out, but nevertheless. Here's the climate control. Here's how it is in the rear. So you actually heat the seats. You can change the temperature back here, fan speed. Yeah, everything is different and it is intuitive. But this is it on the inside. For the lights on, engine running, beautiful. That's the chime. It's a little reminiscent of the Ford, but it's not copied and paste. So I'm actually gonna do right now is I'm gonna turn off the vehicle. Don't want to overstay my welcome. But the vehicle is off. I'm gonna hand the keys back to the sales associate. Thank you, Caleb, of Ford, Lincoln, of Franklin, so much. I have nice little brochures right here so I can learn more about the Aviator and the Corsair. But look, guys, we even went to a Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC dealership. We just saw the inside of a GMC Acadia. Even though it had the cloth seats, we went over the steering wheel, the gear lever, and all that stuff. When I sit in here, there's a different presence of it versus the Acadia. Sadly, I didn't get an Acadia with leather seats, but we have one in our fleet. There is a different presence between this, the XT6, and the Acadia. But honestly, it's, from my point of view, it's not on the same level as the Aviator. And I understand if they're both, you know, this was, let's say, $8,000 less, that would make sense. But starting prices are the same. Mainly, from my point of view, this mainly just competes against the Infiniti QX60. Obviously, this costs about $9,000 more than the Infiniti QX60. One of my least favorite luxury SUVs, the Infiniti. But this is where the car will make sense at against the Infiniti. I just don't think it holds a candle to the Lincoln. One thing I like about the Cadillac over the Lincoln is just the infotainment center. I know it's smaller, but it's actually easier to use, to maneuver. I really do like this knob. Cadillac did an excellent job with this knob versus, you know, the previous Q system, and the volume control as well. I love it as well. Pretty fast and responsive. So I'm gonna do some quick accelerations. 3.6. This is all-wheel drive. Put my foot down a little bit. Now to 0 to 60. From standstill, that was actually pretty smooth. But occasionally, if you just only have the front-wheel drive model, the Acadia in this has a lot of torque steer. But I don't notice the torque steer in the bigger SUVs, the Enclave and the Traverse. With the same 3.6. I just slammed on the brakes as well. Brakes actually pretty good. Not a lot of brake dive. Handling is actually pretty good as long as you're not on the gas pedal where you're going through the corners. now going 75 miles an hour, and the engine is only spinning around, I would say, looks like 1900 RPMs. Let me try to bring up to speed a little bit. Drop it down. Yeah, about 1900, almost 1800 RPMs, around 75 miles an hour. So this 9-speed is actually pretty good. The engine's not doing as much work on the highway. And I have to say, this is actually pretty quiet on the highway as well. It's very smooth, glides over bumps, but I do want to see how well the Aviator rides. I've yet to drive one. And yeah, visibility isn't so bad either. I mean, you can see everything out if you need to maneuver, merge onto the highway, etc. Blind spots aren't so bad. So driving the Caddy at night, hope you guys can see it. So I'm gonna turn a hard left, and you can see the light illuminate as I turn left. Boom. So that happens on both sides, just like the Atlas and most other cars as well. We'll do the same on the right side as well. So yeah, actually driving it and looking at it over time, I can understand why Cadillac would choose the Acadia body form. Before it to succeed in this class, I wish Cadillac would have chose the Buicks or the Traverse's body style versus the Acadia. It would make more sense against the likes of the Aviator. But I'm pretty sure it chose the Acadia just so it could show off more of the angles and lines. The Enclave is more rounded, and the Traverse is kind of an awkward shape. It looks like a minivan. So I would have said that I wish Cadillac would have chose the Enclave over the Traverse as well. But hey, it's not a bad looking SUV. I believe it's a missed opportunity on Cadillac's part. Got a train coming, so let's just go ahead and go. There are more competitors in this field, and you should definitely look at them. This is Omar from my point of view, and thank you so much for watching my video.